Good vibes all the time. Tanner, this is a fun one. M.Mignot, Rio Waida. Starting with Rio, what's been impressing you about Rio over the last couple of years and really this season as well?
I'll be excited to see how he goes against Marco, because Marco as well, in his own regard, he opens up with this turn, but he's really known for all of his variety. He can bring it on the rail, he can throw it in the air, and he's a competitor, man. He's had his back against the wall in a lot of heats throughout this year, and he's come out on top.
Yeah, moving around a lot in some good places on the wave from open face hooks, now using the lip line well and drawing that tail slide. So this started off this heat quickly, already scored at a 6.17, and then just trying to tag that end section, ends up going down. So we've noticed how much variety you can put down the stretch of this wave. Sometimes that finishing move is the most challenging part, to stay on your feet. There's been some wild wipeouts throughout the day.
Yeah, for sure. I was watching Bella Kenworthy's heat, and she hit a crazy end section. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope Bella's okay.
Yeah, it was like kind of nerve-wracking, huh?
Yeah, it's impressive.
Watching this wave out the back there, man, from Indonesia, Rio Waida is able to catch up with it. One of the fastest guys on tour. He'll throw a little arc to start, a lot of water moving on the face. He's just skipping down the line, hitting these wedges, and already looking like he might be out of there. Wave selection, sometimes I think it's almost cruel to judge in the moment, maybe better in hindsight. Hang on, we've got a wave. It's going to be Marco setting up this first turn, throwing the arc in the pocket, looking like he's got control. Just pacing, waiting, a lot of white water there. And he will decide to kick out on a single maneuver option. Thanks, Kanoa. Good job, Mitch, bringing over a couple of boards last minute for Kanoa. And it ended up getting the job done, getting through that heat into some clear water. Wow, that was rad. Whipping that tail all the way around off the top, and then more of a down kind of carved swing on the next one. Oncoming section, just belting it. Wow, some positivity on the impact of all those major maneuvers from Rookie of the Year, M.Mignot.
What was that like? I'm sure it was a little stressful to go through.
Yeah, for sure. I ended up ordering some boards from Lost Australia, and one of the boards was my magic board I rode at Snapper, and then I rode at Raglan too. And then Matt ended up coming to Snapper, and he shaped me a board that was an inch bigger. So I've been riding that one out here, and it also feels really good. So it's pretty interesting. You ride boards that are shaped by the same people and sanded by the same people, and then you get a board from a different country, and it's randomly magic. So
That's
it's pretty cool.
Good to have those kind of resources. Just tore apart that wave into live action. Rio Waida on the Sharp Eye program. Setting up a nice bottom turn, hitting that lip well. And the man from Bali kind of has to step off there as it rushes down the line without him. M.Mignot on the JS program, just like Kanoa. For Marco this year, just a touch more volume than he had last year as we watch Rio heading down the line on this one, Tanner.
So this turn right here speaks to what I love about Rio is the way he makes a unique pivot out of the lip. It kind of reminds me somewhat of when I...
to have a wave like Snapper on your forehand. Watching this, looks like double overhead on the takeoff. M.Mignot slicing through the open face. Jamming it beautifully off the lip. Looking comfortable with a lot of control. The French-Mexican into this next part of the wave where it kind of slows down a little bit. But he still has pace. He'll just shove it in the pocket. This might be a finishing move. Nope, he'll just kick out. So numbers looking like a 6.7, 6.17 for M.Mignot as we check out the replay, Tanner.
Yeah, so we're looking at Marco's scores, and he has pocket sixes. So this first turn is absolutely electrifying. He took the brakes off the machine, and he let it rip into that turn. But as you saw, the wave and the pace of everything started to slow down, so it felt like he kind of lost interest, knowing that he was going to need to have some big finishing maneuvers to get over those sixes. And at the end of it, he ended up kind of kicking off the wave face and resetting for another one.
Here we go, rolling in with some momentum is Rio Waida. He's got some speed. He loves to ramp up. He's fine in air section. That one's just going to go around the corner, so he's got a snap there. Another opportunity off the top, but he sinks, so still struggling to break out of those 3s and 1.77s that he has at the moment. on the beach, you know, watching Grant surf, and Gur was like, he can feel that out there. And there was something like tangible about the energy your crew's sending out to the lineup as we get caught up with what's been happening with Rio in this matchup, Tanner.
Gosh, you just want him to click the gears over so badly to turn this heat on because there's so much potential. He's such a great surfer, but he just caught the rail on the outside edge there. And
all the other players still involved. We'll see if we'll have time for that. We got a wave for Rio chasing a 9-7. Let's see if he can break free here. Throws the cut back to start. Needs to be almost perfect here. Lays into a big section, and once again, can't find what he's looking for. Struggle continues for Rio Waida. Still going to be chasing the 9.7.
All have like an opportunity to compete against them.
That is so cool. Minute 22. I mean, Rio's not comboed. We haven't seen a 9.7 yet at this event, but he'll throw down an arc to start. Tracking off the top with a quick whip, waiting for some opportunity, starting to fly. A little section popping up and goes for the tail high reverse and slips off. And now down to the final minute, looking like Marco is going to be moving on to round 3.
Look, here's the deal. Marco made it happen, not even with the air, which he normally loves to get above the lip. Really impressive surfing.
Marco M.Mignot getting the job done and stay very, very focused. Marco takes everything so seriously as far as being a professional on this tour, and he has his sights set on taking over his first event win of his career. Maybe it'll happen at Punta Roca